trouble in the second half. They managed to find another gear. Can they do it with time running out? There is Ingram to bat the ball away. Williams could tie it with a three. He goes! Tied at 38 seconds to
Oh, what are you doing? He threw him out of the ball game. You gotta be blaming me. What in the hell are you doing? What are you doing, Wagner?
No, listen, stick around the game. You listen to an old veteran like me. I'll show you how to talk on the air, boy. Yeah, talk, you know, the TV. No, really, TV, cameras and going on and shit like that. Huh? I'm telling you, man. I'll show you how to make a living with this stuff. I'll show you how to have the people eating right out of here.
My name is a white people, not Vietnams or Chinese or Japanese. You my opposer when I want freedom. You my opposer when I want justice. You my opposer when I want equality. You won't even stand up for me in America for my religious beliefs, and you want me to go somewhere and fight, but you won't even stand up for me here at home.
Alrighty. We're back. I feel like I have to say that every time. I say it every time, but I do it on purpose, like, which I think is like almost the saddest part. But we got Illini are back, baby. They're back. They're trying to blow this game, but Trent Frazier, the God, he's back. So we might get a real-time Nathan meltdown, which is, you know, big.
I do apologize for.
What do you apologize for?
What game is this? I'm sorry. What game is this?
What game is what?
That's happening right now that you're so excited about.
Oh, the Illini playing Nebraska. They finally are playing an easy team. So
okay, I got you. Cool.
Yeah.
If Illini lose, it's not going to matter. I'm all on the DC Defenders train. XFL. This is for the love of football. It's the most exciting. It's new football for the 21st century, and absolutely. I don't even need the Illini anymore, except if they win, and then I'm go Illini.
We also have fancy new equipment, as you can see. This is officially the last. This is officially the last episode before Means TV. So I might even. Why don't we I'll give the fans a little taste of what's to come.
Yeah.
We got the Means TV premiere this Wednesday, which I believe is still. You can still come to Detroit. I don't know about Brooklyn. I don't know about LA. There's tickets. Go to the site if you want to go check out the premiere, hang out with everybody. If you come to Detroit, you can hang out with me and Maurice. It would be a lot of fun. I think, what's her face from Trillbillies? Tanya is going to be there. Brett and Brian are going to be there, hanging out. We're going to be watching one of the documentaries, the Abby Martin one on Palestine. So it should be very cool. Yeah. But I will be wearing this fucking bad boy. This fucking Lithuania. Fucking Lithuania. We got the Lithuania Grateful Dead shirt. I decided to splurge a little bit, spend that Means TV money. You know, now that we're fucking big ballers.
How did that come to be?
The shirt?
Explain for the folks.
Well, the shirt, it was the Lithuanian team. I believe there's a 30 for 30 on it, right? But
I don't know.
Oh. So, I'm saying watch the 30 for 30 because they're usually better than me explaining it to you. But the long story short, Lithuania, after the breakup of the Soviet Union, the Lithuanians were essentially most of the USSR basketball team that won a lot of gold medals. It was obviously still when it was amateur, and you know, as we all know, the USSR kind of did circumvent the rules because they were technically just employer. It was like the intramural leagues of the companies in the Soviet Union. But anyways, so the Lithuanians were kind of like short on cash as they were kind of creating their fledgling nation. And Jerry Garcia and the rest of the dead are apparently huge basketball fans. And made those shirts. I donated a bunch of money, got the guys to the Olympics. They won the bronze medal. Very cool. So,
no need to watch the 30 for 30 anymore.
Yeah. I almost got the full kit, dude. I was just gonna show up I found on eBay they have like the basketball shorts and like the warm up jacket, but it was like $800. Like, and I already feel uncomfortable saying how much I spent on the t-shirt. Like, it's not like an outrageous amount, but it's just like it's an embarrassing amount for a t-shirt. But I'm sure many listeners and probably maybe even you guys have spent this much on a t-shirt. It was like a very, very high-end concert.
You're like Bernie with those 2.5 houses, huh? Huh?
Yeah.
2.5 Lithuanian t-shirts. We also have new equipment, including a little pop screen. Watch this shit. Watch this. You ready, folks? Peter picked a peck of pickled peppers. Awful. Sounds awful. So watch this now. Peter picked a peck of pickled peppers. Much better.
Fucking smooth. Wow. Smooth.
There's
very smooth.
Literally, you can't even explain that. You literally just have to hear it.
Maurice, your voice literally sounds like it is a person I've never heard before in my life. Like, you sound like fucking Barry White.
Fantastic.
Anyways,
have you seen Silence of the Lambs?
I've not seen it. I've read it though.
You sound like in the movie. You sound like the serial killer. It's like, would you fuck me? I'd fuck me.
Yeah, maybe we need to mess with that setting. I think is the so what, we still haven't gotten the sound guy. We have to learn how to use this expensive equipment that we've been given because we're idiots.
There's definitely something racist about Nate telling me I sound like a serial killer in Black History Month.
You sound nothing like yourself, to be honest. It sounds like it sounds like you are went into witness protection and you're now doing one of those interviews where they don't show your face and they lower your voice to protect the innocent. Like,
please no, I can't wait to talk to my therapist about this. Talk about the trauma that you guys are.
Oh my god!
Right
Jesus
now.
Christ!
We're gonna send you.
This is called real life, motherfucker. This is called the School of Hard Knocks.
What, Nate? What was that?
We're gonna send you the video of this after it streams, and you're gonna watch it and go, "Holy shit! Am I James Earl Jones now?"
I have a beautiful voice. I always have. I don't know.
This is your voice now. This is now your voice. Keep going.
Yeah. Anyways, what else? We had some. Oh, Nathan, you had an exciting sports weekend, didn't you? This weekend.
I did. I went to Nashville for a bachelor party, and I got this. I got this amazing watch as a bachelor party gift, and I'm a watch guy now. I've turned into a watch guy. I'm gonna be doing this thing a lot, or when I think I'm gonna do that.
Yeah, my girlfriend bought me, or my now wife. I still make this mistake. She bought me a watch like the first year we dated for I think Valentine's Day. And yeah, I tried to be a watch guy for a while, and then I just realized that I didn't. I wore it just like to be nice, because she like was really excited about this watch, and I was like, it was like also when I was still like a chef, so I was like, I couldn't. I was afraid to wear it and like break it, because like like I'm always like banging around and shit, so I would get grease all over it. Yeah. Fucking greasy.
And we went to a Vanderbilt basketball game against the University of Georgia. Very exciting game. It's more exciting than you would think, with Georgia being 13-13 and Vanderbilt being 9-16. So that was the matchup. But it was very exciting for a few reasons. One, of course, the probable number one pick Anthony Edwards, I believe his name is. I could be fucking it, but anyway, he's fantastic, and he threw some monster dunks down. I got to see the future number one pick in action in college. It was incredible. It really was a grown man versus college players. That's always very funny when he could go 4-on-1 and jam on them. That's always
you got to see friend of the pod, Tom Crean.
Got to see Tom Crean,
the Crean Daddy.
I got to see. He was sweating. He's
very fat now. He's
basketball coach.
He's quite large. He's definitely put on a few. He's put on some lbs.
And he was wearing a red crimson undershirt, which was not flattering. And he was sweaty. He was sweaty as always. Georgia was a bad team, but Vanderbilt was playing well. Vanderbilt has Scottie Pippen Jr. on Vanderbilt. Kid was a baller. Kid balled out. He had like 20 points, but he missed 2 critical free throws with like 3 seconds left. I think 5 seconds left. Georgia gets the ball back, rushes down the court, pull up from a full run, like one of those ones where they don't pull up and shoot. They jump forward while shooting from like 35 feet away.
Yeah, the little ballet thing.
Swish, Georgia wins. Incredible.
Crowd stunned.
Incredible.
This crowd.
Also,
did you feel the air suck out?
I mean, it's 9-16 Vanderbilt, so they were kind of like, okay, like they kind of one of those kind of like, this is how this should end. And also in the first half, there was an amazing play where their version of Tyler Underwood stole the ball with like 3 seconds left and got a layup. Buzzer beating layup. It was their Tyler Underwood, even smaller and more diminutive than the Tyler Underwood, and that was amazing. We cheered it up. Go number 10, and Vanderbilt's That's a great stadium. It's old. Yeah. It kind of has the feeling of a high school. It kind of has a feeling of an Indiana high school that really loves basketball, like that kind of feel where it's like not a lot of money, but still the money they had was put into it. I don't know. Vanderbilt's really rich, but anyway, it was go there if you have a chance. The Vanderbilt Stadium is really nice. Crean, the big wet coach, was there. He was doing it. Oh, and the coach of Vanderbilt is Jerry Stackhouse. And he was looking like Shaft. He had on like a cream colored turtleneck. And as far as I can tell, he did absolutely no coaching or moving at all during the game. He kind of stood on the sideline and did this.
Stackhouse
in a cream-colored turtleneck. Yes. And he Crean on the other side, sweating.
Did he have a nice watch on? Was that a thing?
I don't even... Yeah, he did. I don't know, but I'm saying yes. He's a watch guy. I'm a watch guy. Cream, sweating. Stackhouse, dry. Dry.
Definitely.
Cream, big wet boy. Oh, Jesus Christ. How did Nebraska tie this shit? Motherfuckers. We gotta move on to something.
I remember looking at the game. No, but let me just say one thing. Stackhouse did the coolest thing. Georgia pulls up, hits the game winner. Jerry Stackhouse turns around, walks into the locker room, shakes no hands, does not shake Crean's hand, walks away, says, fuck you, fuck this, why did I take this job? I'm a goddamn NBA All-Star. Just walks to the locker room, says, fuck my own team. He walks straight in. Baller move. Baller coach, Jerry Stackhouse.
It's something. Okay, I had to make sure this wouldn't play. Okay.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. That I always did enjoy Jerry Stackhouse. He was on some pretty piss poor Pistons teams. Also some piss poor jerseys. Those were awful. Don't let anybody claim that they were good. I also liked his name because it made me think of pancakes. Yeah. But anyways, we got a full fucking slate for you today. We got this list is long. It's almost half of this legal pad. What? What? Oh, I can't hear you, Maurice.
We do. Real quick, I just want to.
You're lagging. You're lagging really bad.
Can you hear me? Okay.
Yeah, I can't. Wait, talk again.
I'm lagging. Do you want me to leave and come back?
Yeah, leave and come back.
Maybe
All
the
right.
voice
Should I
will
leave
be
and come back?
Yeah.
Get out.
Okay. Well, what do we do with these technical difficulties? Yeah, we got a full fucking slate for you. We'll start with one that like Maurice won't be like as needed for, although he's splitting your screen now, so I can't quite go to the tweet. So, is he coming back? Okay. Anyways, oh, there he is. Okay, we'll go to it. So yeah, so we have a little Dr. Nathan update this week. Maurice, are you there?
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yeah, you're still lagging really badly though. Maybe I think it's because your mic is too far away from you. I think that's really what it is. Can you bring your mic closer to your face, or bring you closer to your mic?
I can bring everything closer.
Yeah, there you go.
This is better.
Yeah, that's better. That's much better. Yeah. Okay. So we want to do. I want to do a little Nathan, Dr. Nathan update. Since Dr. Nathan, is one of our favorite guests. He also got into it with one of our least favorite people. So we cut to the tweet here. This is where I picked up on it. Dan Dakich, one of the worst announcers, analysts, and just general all around people associated with college basketball. He just mentions Duke guy regarding to Dr. Nathan. I don't know if you've listened to Dr. Nathan's show. You might be new to the show. Dr. Nathan is an open socialist who advocates for the abolition of college sports as we know it. Definitely not a big Duke guy. He is friends with the athletes. He may have insinuated that Zion was in one of his classes and was a very cool kid. So he cares about them in that way, but he definitely does not, what the kids would say, stand the program. So Dr. Nathan was calling out Dan Dakich for trying to pretend that he did not know there were bribes happening at University of Indiana when he was briefly the head coach by some sort of act of Satan. I
want to say one quick thing.
What's
I
that?
want to say one quick thing, and one other shitty thing on Dan Dakich. If you don't know him, he was coach of Indiana, interim coach for 7 games. He went 4-3, which makes him the first coach since 1971 to have a losing record in Indiana, and only the second coach since 1916 to have a losing record at Indiana. So you disgraced your alma mater. You are a dog shit coach, and
even worse analyst, honestly.
Upside down, yes. Upside down, ass first.
Yeah. So Dakich, the thing with Dakich here that is especially egregious is unlike when we talked about Jay Belis like a few weeks ago, and how Jay could he could do something. He could use his power, and influence that he has to actually like kind of affect some sort of difference in the NCAA. Dan Dakich is like the same guy, except for like he is just openly lying about like what college basketball is like, so he can continue making 6 figures to just say dumb shit and get owned by the mayor of Champaign on Twitter. Friend of the pod, mayor of Champaign.
Love you.
Donnie G, old Don Gerard. But yeah, I just thought
Diamond Don. Anyone think I gave him Diamond Don?
But yeah, I thought it was pretty funny. I mean, it was extremely hilarious that like Dakich thought he was about to own Dr. Nathan by calling him a Duke guy. Like Dr. Nathan is fucking Mike Krzyzewski's like right-hand man there while he's teaching Zion Williamson to be a fucking communist. But yeah, I am kind of bummed because there's a unavailable tweet. I think it was a spam one, but I see Nathan replied from D's, Dan, because all I could see is I did from where from Dan Dakich, and Nathan comments from D's. So
a perfectly laid trap.
So Dr. Nathan is making wins in the Big Ten chat. He is Big Ten hero of the game today. We salute you, Dr. Nathan. Yes.
We salute you, Dr. Nathan, and Dan Dakich, we salute you.
I also want to point out Dan Dakich, he posted a picture, or actually, what's his face? The Sox announcer, Jason Benetti, posted a picture of what does this remind you of, and he posted a picture of Dakich, and apparently the hotel room they were staying in was my marital suite. So Dan Dakich has also slept in my sex bed. So eat shit, Dakich.
How did Frank Kaminsky own him as well?
I don't remember, but if you're getting owned by Frank Kaminsky, like, you have a serious issue, because Frank Kaminsky is not a bright individual, I would say.
He took a shot.
Donnie G owned him by critiquing Dakich's understanding of how to teach rebounding, which is very funny to me. Donnie G was referencing his time coaching like sixth graders. So, all right. Well, while you find that, did you find it?
Guarantee you. I'm just gonna say, I guarantee you that Diamond Don could have gone better than 4-3 with the fucking Eric Gordon on his team.
He coached the Eric Gordon team?
I think that was the team. Wasn't it Kelvin Sampson got fired halfway through
That's
the year?
what Dakich was on? Holy fuck, dude. What a fucking loser. That was like a solidly constructed team. What an idiot.
Yeah,
anyway.
they were all... Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
Pretty sure that was the team.
Yeah, what a fucking idiot. Anyways. Once again, we salute you, Dan Dakich, with a big fart noise. Oh, wait, I don't have the soundboard, damn it. Hold on.
Yo, we have it. Yeah.
I got it.
Get it.
Here, wait, we don't have a fart noise, but we do have the whammy. Alright, so, yeah, we Dan Dakich, eat shit. Anyways, also...
Absolutely. It absolutely was.
I'll take it.
They had Eric Gordon, DJ White, Jordan Crawford, 3 NBA players on that team. He went 3-4 with them. Eat shit.
Yeah. Oh, also, speaking of the soundboard, send your requests for the soundboard to me on Twitter. I'm putting together a little one for myself. We have some good suggestions so far, such as the practice clip from AI, the Kill Bill one I kind of liked. That was kind of a cool deep cut. So if you got ideas for the soundboard, send them to me on Twitter, Crappy Oats, or you can just send it to the pod, Southpaws _pod, and we'll add it to it for next week. So onward and upward to something even more disappointing. Our heroes betraying us. I don't know. I mean, I don't know about Maurice. I don't know how he feels, but I always was a fan of Timmy Duncan. We cut to it. Let's cut to this. Let's just play it. It's a 30-second clip here.
I'm Tim Duncan, born and raised in the Virgin Islands, and I'm supporting Mike Bloomberg for president because of his work in 2017 to help the U.S. Virgin Islands recover after we were hit by 2.
Look at how short Bloomberg is compared to fucking Tim Duncan.
Food and water were running low. The people of the islands needed help. Mike and his team, among many others, acted fast to aid in feeding, clothing, and getting people to safety. And in this, Mike
Boris
Bloomberg showed
Diaw
his
would
true
never
compassion
do
for
this.
helping those.
I'm Mike Bloomberg, and I approve this message.
Mike Bloomberg looked real sweaty at the end there. Here, wait, hold on. How do I? No, don't play that.
He had to lift one of the boxes. He had to lift a box.
He has literally has a dress shirt like fully unbuttoned, but like not in like a cool way. Like it was not designed for that. It's like he like literally, he might have just taken like a little jaunt over because he might have just been in the area because he was on the fucking pedo island with his buddy Epstein. You got something for us there?
Sorry. I was doing a jewel hit, and I missed the Epstein moment. Again, Boris Diaw would never do this.
Boris Diaw probably appreciate. I could see him. He appreciates a more experienced, mature lover. I bet Boris Diaw is 100% a MILF guy.
Yeah, just 60-year-old, like Berenice.
He's French. Yeah, he's French.
Yeah.
He's just like he lounges around on his. I'm only gonna say foyer because it's the only French word I can think of for a room in a house. He lounges around naked, drinking wine, cracking bottles, maybe eating some foie gras.
If Raquel Welch is still alive, Boris Diaw is having sex with her. I don't know if she is, but that's his demo.
Oh wait, that's not what I wanted. I wanted maybe some applause. Yes, we salute you, Boris Diaw. So this was pretty disappointing. I gotta say though, it is. What did you say?
Duncan?
What did you say? What'd you say, Nate? Maurice?
Get closer. Get closer to the mic.
You can't lean back. You gotta speak directly into it.
God damn it.
Oh yeah, now you're lagging again.
All right. Did you actually have a thing for Tim Duncan? Did you?
Yeah, he was awesome. The big fundamental.
Tim Duncan was awesome.
Yeah, you're definitely out. You gotta restart again. I don't know what's happening. Yeah, I don't know what's happening. I apologize. Apologize to everybody for the technical difficulties.
Yeah.
Yeah, I gotta say though.
Am I a bad guy for not? I don't want to cancel Tim Duncan. I think, like, I can understand. I was telling you this before the podcast started. And we'll let the audience decide here. I think should your island nation be ravaged by a hurricane and a multi-billionaire spend money to help fix it, and that in that case and only that case would I forgive you for endorsing Mike Bloomberg, and that's about one person named Tim Duncan. So all the rest of them can eat shit, but Tim Duncan, I'm not going to forget, but I'll forgive this time. Because I don't know anything bad. I mean, he's brought us so much delight.
Yeah, I mean, I gotta say, first off, oh my god, dude, Alan Griffin is having a game. Anyways, what was I saying?
I can't stream or else my...
Yeah, here, wait, hold on, I gotta move it back. Anyways, I gotta say, this is hands down the largest endorsement I think that Bloomberg has at this point. Wouldn't you say?
I mean, yes, as far as we're now living in an era where people don't give a shit about political endorsements other than maybe like a handful, like Joe Rogan and AOC are Bernie's biggest endorsements. AOC might be.
Well,
I'm talking about
Bloomberg's. I don't care about Bernie's. I know Bernie's got some heavy hitters.
Oh. I mean, that's what I mean. Well, he has dozens,
Mike Francesca,
of mayors of cities.
Bloomberg is big with sports guys. He's big with the sports guys. Francesca's got him. Tim Duncan is in his corner.
Francesca?
Mike Francesca
really.
Yeah, he had like a meltdown about Bernie.
Well, let me. First, I want to see that.
I mean,
I haven't seen it. But second of all, let me channel my uncut gems when I say to Mike endorsing Bloomberg, that is the dumbest fucking bet I've ever heard of.
That was the worst Mike Francesco.
Who the fuck would take that bet?
That's a little bit better.
I thought that was a Bernie impression, actually.
Well, Uncut Gems is basically about Bernie. It's about a brash Jewish man. So, but anyways, I'm not gonna go down that road. Yeah, I gotta say, I gotta say, in terms of like athletes coming out and like supporting a politician, I gotta say this is like pretty in line with Tim Duncan. I think it kind of falls in with his whole like the whole Onion bit about how he would just like, how he would celebrate the championships by planning out the parade route and like setting up safety barriers and things like that. I think it does kind of play into like probably that like I don't know this for sure, but I bet you Tim Duncan is like kind of a mild version of Iguodala, except more about like old kind of investment. Like he probably is like very into doing the right thing financially, and so he probably it kind of plays into it. I mean, I don't know. It could just be that he was like, oh, the Virgin Islands needed some help, and Mike Bloomberg showed up. So
yeah. But now I'm having a very funny image of Tim Duncan like showing up very excitedly to the Spurs practice, and Pop is like, "What's up?" And he's like, "I just made so much money on pork futures." I mean, there's
I mean, maybe Tim Duncan is a fucking a landlord. Yeah, that could be the dark timeline, is that Tim Duncan is a landlord, and we just he's got to go. Tim Duncan could be reformed. I think he's a reasonable man. We can reform him.
Yeah, all I'll say is that every other person who's endorsed Mike Bloomberg has endorsed him because they met Mike Bloomberg in like a dark, abandoned like parking garage, and a huge briefcase of just raw cash was handed to them, and that's why they endorsed. And at least
or there are guys like Francesca, where it's just like, oh yeah, fucking New York guy, we're fucking New York guys. Like it's just like they just remembered like one of like this like the like I would argue kind of like this like last period of like New York's like extreme cultural relevance, like where it was like the epicenter of the world and everybody actually believed that shit. Like, so
yes.
Mike Bloomberg was it's kind of the same thing as like how people felt about Bill Clinton, I think, for a long time until like this decade.
But what's weird about that? It's weird that when they always go like Mike, New York guy, and it's like Mike Bloomberg is the furthest. He's from New York, born and raised, but he's not a New York guy. Like, because you're like, New Yorkers, we're unlike anybody else. We're brash. We're in your face. We're passionate, just like who I'm endorsing, Michael Bloomberg. It's like, that's not none of those things describe that guy.
Yeah. Well, speaking of Bloomberg, we have we have the counterpoint. We have the counterpoint to Tim Duncan's adoration. We have Dave Portnoy's. He's got some analysis here. He's got some political analysis for you. So here, let me play the clip. Let me play the clip. It's about 4 minutes, so we might not play the whole thing, but here we go.
Richest men, and yet last night he was undoubtedly one of the most miserable people on earth. He was forced to apologize for everything he's actually good at: lowering crime rates, making large numbers of women unhappy, even making money. So why did he submit himself to an end of human nature? You watch what happened with Bloomberg last
Portnoy
night.
at least is wearing a blazer this time.
But tell me your
he's actually
reaction.
dressed, unlike usually when he comes on.
I really didn't have any opinion about Bloomberg. I was actually watching college basketball. It was a 3 overtime game. And flipped the channel to debate right when
What a normal
Bloomberg was
guy.
getting crucified.
Normal guy.
The only thing I knew him was when he tried to get rid of big drinks, big cokes. That's all I knew about him. But this was like watching Game of Thrones. Somebody get absolutely executed right in front of your eyes. And by the way, if every debate was...
So, we should point out that Dave Portnoy apparently is the most normie-ass type of liberal, other than the fact that he's a Trump guy. But basically his brain is on the wavelength of he seems like he's probably just a Trump guy because he thinks it makes him look manly.
Like that, I would tune in for every debate. That was better than anything like you see on, HBO or anything like that. I have no idea what this guy was doing. For a billionaire, somebody you would think is smart, he looked totally caught off guard by everything they were saying about him. Like, some people don't like me. Not many, some. But I know if I'm somebody doesn't like me, I can pretty much read off.
I would say it's very telling that, first off, Dave Portnoy says that everyone likes him. Second off, that he thinks that you have to be very smart to be a billionaire. Which this tweet is that he posted this. He's very proud of this because that's the funniest thing about Dave Portnoy is this is really actually what he thinks is being smart is oh yeah, once you're accomplished and smart, you go on Tucker Carlson's show and people respect you and you become very rich, which reflects how smart and respected you are.
Their scorecard, what they're going to do, their greatest hits. He looked totally confused, whoa, I didn't know people were going to bring this up in a debate. It was stunning and fun to watch.
It was
freaking fun. How would you respond? How should he have responded to those attacks, do you think?
He hesitated.
Actually, I will say Dave Portnoy is probably an expert on responding to attacks about how you made all your employees sign NDAs because you sexually harassed them.
Once he panicked and once he was going down the rabbit hole, if I were him, I would have just walked off stage. I said, I got billions of dollars. I don't need this in my life.
That's his fucking idea. Just leave. Just leave. That's what I would fucking do is I'd just get out of there.
Just fucking torch my entire $400 million investment. Just torch the whole fucking thing. I'm a Dave Portnoy, very smart guy.
Dude, you know what's so funny too about this is that Dave is supposed to be this fucking funny in your face brash prankster and that's the funniest thing he can come up with is he should have just left. He couldn't even do a joke. He's just so boring and dumb ultimately. That's why his whole shtick is only hey, I freaking took a picture of you while you were fucking showering. Holy fuck, that's fucking crazy. It's he doesn't do anything other than just what is considered for most people to be shameful and embarrassing behavior.
And not only is it a bad joke, but it's they also brought him on Tucker because he's the shit talking, haha. And you'd expect him to be what would you do if you were Bloomberg, dude? And Portnoy would be I'd go up to Bernie and I'd tap him in the nuts, I'd give him a But really, he's I would just passive-aggressively kind of huff at him and then walk off stage. That's what I would do.
That actually was a better... You would be better at being Dave Portnoy. That is good. That is exactly what he should have said. He should have said he was going to sack tap Bernie or something.
Yeah.
I would have told that fucking bitch Liz Warren what was up.
I would have started reciting. I would have looked over to list reciting Andrew Dice Clay jokes. Hickory dickory dock.
Exactly. So
somebody like me who was pretty neutral on him now thinks he's a village idiot. I mean, there's no way ever to respond. And to be honest, the rest of the debate, he was okay. But once you get absolutely savaged like that and you have no comeback and they're dancing around just punching you like a piñata, it's done. It's game over. There's nothing.
You don't punch piñatas, Dave.
he can buy. There's no amount of money that can come back from that. You should just said, you know what? I made a mistake. I'm out of here. And
I'm just imagining right now Dave Portnoy just like drunk at a child's birthday party, just like pummeling a piñata like on the ground with his fists.
Whoever his advisors are, I mean, they should be brought out. How do you not tell him he's gonna get those questions? It's obvious. It was nuts.
So Bloomberg's not married, but he has a longtime girlfriend who's lived with him for 10 years. He's going home to her. What does she say to him, do you think?
She's probably got a pretty good gig. I mean, he's got good zillions of dollars, so maybe, it wasn't that bad. You give him it wasn't that. I mean, what else can you say? If he has any brain.
That's what the fucking, dude who's like, my fucking bitch, his whole shtick is my bitch ex-wife, and, he can't even do a good bitch ex-wife joke? Nothing. Tucker fucking lobbed him the softball.
Tucker. Women be shopping, Tucker.
He knows it's bad. He had me so confused. I'm very pro money. I like making money. I want to get a good zillion dollars. I want all the money he has. He made me think, maybe you're not so smart. Maybe you don't have to be smart to make money, because how can this idiot be up here?
We know that,
he
Dave.
almost had me in a mind trap. But if you're the girlfriend,
Dave Portnoy in a mind trap.
Grilled cheese, put some potato chips in the middle, tap him on the back, and say it wasn't that bad. I mean, what else can you do?
There's a good one. That one was kind of funny. That was kind of okay.
Even Michael Bloomberg can get rich. I think you just exposed the.
Oh my God. Wait, what does Tucker say?
Central problem of the American economy, which is it's not that hard to become a zillionaire.
What is Tucker doing? I forgot Tucker always accidentally advocates for socialism because he really just is a white supremacist. He's just yeah, capitalism is fucked. Not enough white people are rich.
It's not accidental. It's not accidental.
No.
That's the point.
So yeah,
I would trade anything, because Portnoy was like, I want to make $1 bajillion. I want to be Mike Bloomberg. I would give anything. Could you imagine an alternate timeline where Mike Bloomberg is not on that stage, but $60 billion Dave Portnoy is on that stage? And just Bernie just ripping into Dave Portnoy. I would give anything in the world.
The funniest thing about this clip to me is legitimately that Dave Portnoy has no teeth. He is not good at this. He is not good. Everything that he does to make himself look like this badass or whatever takes a month of premeditation, and he has to set it all up perfectly, and he has to the whole towel thing. When he got whacked with the towel, it's that whole thing. He had to plan this whole bit, and then he had to write scripts for himself to perform, to do the rants, and he's just not I don't get it. I don't get thinking this guy is super funny or edgy. He sucks. This was his shot to
he's funny.
Well, it's whatever. This the fucking stool samples.
Hundreds of thousands of people think that he is a funny, cool guy.
Is there any overlap between Portnoy fans or whatever and Joe Rogan fans?
Sure, a little bit.
Maybe.
Just a little bit.
Well, Rogan skews more MMA, and I don't think to be.
You gotta be a little headier. There's definitely some overlap, though, for sure. You're definitely speaking to a certain kind of white person, for sure, that likes Barstool and Joe Rogan.
And I don't care about MMA, but I do know that when Rogan talks about MMA, he is knowledgeable. He does know what he's talking about. You can listen to him and learn something. Yeah, that's the main reason why the overlap. There's no overlap. Yeah.
The thing with the thing with Portnoy and Barstool and the overlap with Joe Rogan is that they both I always say, I'll always give credit to Barstool to kind of picking up on what people like about social media and what teams and traditional media coverage of a sports team is bad at. And I think that's what a lot of people like about Joe Rogan too, is like you kind of feel like we were talking about with Noah, you feel like you're like the insider guy, like you listen to like the most listened to podcast, and like you follow these guys that are some of the biggest accounts on Twitter, but like you're friends with people that like don't even know how to use anything but Facebook and maybe Reddit. And so like feel like you're just like this like fucking like extremely online, very edgy, very cool, like in the know kind of guy. And I think like that's the overlap of fan there is like the Rogan guys who think that it's like they know about the fucking stoned ape theory, and like the Barstool guys, they're like I know the real shit about like how athletes are, you know. So I think there's
also,
what are you saying?
So there's many types of guests that Rogan brings on. There's like, you know, comics, which are mostly good, and then there's the alt-right or the alt-light guys, and that's bad. But the types of athletes he brings on are either MMA guys, or they're always like a subgenre is like a guy who ran like 100-mile ultra marathon in Alaska at like -20. Like that's the type of Rogan guy, like that type of guest that he likes to bring on. And the type of guests that Barstool likes to bring on are like ex-hockey players who will tell stories about like, oh yeah, and then I did a gag for a few years where I would shit in a guy's shoe, and he'd put it on right as they're gonna play the game, and he's shit in the shoe. Like that's the guests. They draw, I think, different audiences in my opinion.
Yeah. I don't think they're I don't think they're a huge overlap, but there's definitely one.
I see.
I think there's overlap with anything.
I will say, if there's no overlap, I respect Joe Rogan fans about 1,000 times more than Barstool fans, possibly 10,000 times. like Rogan fans are generally at least like mildly curious about the world. The prevailing ideology of Barstool is that like I'm an insider of how fucked up and stupid the world is. And I like it that way. And I don't want to challenge anything. Like, Rogan guys, like, kind of, like, want to be Rogan guys because, like, they want to be, like, alternative. So.
Yeah, well, also, I mean, Joe Rogan seems like a genuinely curious kind of dude, too.
Yeah, no, I mean, he's just kind of dumb. Very dumb. Yeah.
Kind of what makes.
But we all know dumb guys. I'd rather a dumb, curious guy than a dumb, mean idiot like a Barstool guy. So, you know.
Also, to be fair, that's kind of what makes Joe Rogan is the fact that he is dumb at the end of the day.
Yeah,
I've never listened to a Joe Rogan pod. To be fair, I've only listened to maybe one or two in full. One of those was Bernie's. But I've never like listened to Joe Rogan and at the end of it been like, oh, that was an insightful and progressive good interview because of Joe Rogan and his like ability to craft a conversation.
Yeah.
I've never thought that ever.
Well, in a way that doesn't. I don't want to get too bogged down in Joe Rogan, but I mean, yeah, I think his skill is that he is so dumb but inquisitive. That he's a very good interviewer because he never jumps in on people. Yeah,
that's what I'm
like
saying.
He'll just let you. He'll get exactly what you're trying to say because he's just a fucking blank slate.
Rogan bros are guys that join amateur jiu-jitsu gyms and have been concussed a dozen times, and that's why they're stupid. But they're still curious about the UBI. But
seems a little ableist. I don't know.
But let me do the riff. But but Barstool bros are guys that will tweet 20 times a day at Dave Portnoy. Please, Mr. President, let me kiss your feet. Please, El Presidente.
I will say, that is a good point. That is a good point. Is that like I never get the impression from Rogan fans that they crave Rogan's attention.
No.
Like, Rogan is not there to validate. Like, there's not that parasocial thing that goes on, like, with the Barstool thing. Like, Barstool is 100% like a parasocial, like, these are, like, replacing friends, like, to me. Like, and Rogan fans, I never get that idea.
Go ahead.
I think Rogan like generally has that. No, okay.
Delay.
You told me to go ahead. Okay, go.
No, we're on a delay. So when I said go ahead, I waited 2 seconds and then started again.
Okay.
I'm just delayed. When the revolution comes, you're going to want Rogan bros on your side because they will have some sort of basic fighting knowledge. But with the Barstool bros are just going to you just leave them behind. They're going to be no use to anybody. They're weak.
Yeah.
They're not good. No good.
They stink. Okay, well let's go to something a little let's go to one of our favorite online personalities. Enough of this disappointment. Justin Jackson watch is back this week. He's back. He was canvassing out in Nevada, hanging out with Chapo.
Yes.
Once again, I mean, Justin, we invite you on the show. We've been doing Justin Jackson Watch for, I don't know, a month and a half now. Is it because, we got superior educations at the University of Illinois? Is it because your basketball team is about to get fucking trounced on Thursday? Is it, what are we doing wrong? You need to just let us know. Anyways, he was out. He was actually repping Northwestern quite a bit, but it's pretty cool. He posts a lot of videos of himself canvassing, which I think is a very big net positive, I think. Because as someone who's been canvassing, I know it's very difficult, to get the motivation. But once you start doing it, it's pretty easy. Like this Saturday, I took Sarah out, and Sarah was saying she wasn't going to say anything. She was just going to go. And by the end, she was like we were talking to this lady who wanted to vote for Warren because she was kind of she's like, well, I really want to vote for a woman, but I kind of know that it's not right. And she's like, I'm very conflicted. And I was with Sarah, and I was with a lady who had brought her little toddler, and we were walking with them, and I mean, once you start canvassing, you just it just feels very natural once you start. So I thought it was very cool that Justin he posted a video of him getting his first volunteer sign up, which was pretty cool, because that is an awesome feeling when you do get someone, when you go to a door. And it's always something, for me at least, it's been you knock on the door and you're like, hey, I'm with Bernie, and they're kind of not saying anything, they're kind of just staring at you. You're like, I'm with Bernie Sanders, and I'm just kind of I'm out here, talking to people, wanting to find out what kind of issues, you're into, kind of, find out what kind of candidates are inspiring you to get to the polls. And they're kind of watching you do the spiel, and they and then they're just oh yeah, well yeah, I give a bunch of money, or we're with Bernie, we're Bernie people. And then you're oh well, are you volunteer? You want to volunteer? Would you be interested in doing this or getting phone calls? And then they're kind of yeah, I just didn't really know how to get into it. So yeah, please, just send me something. And that does feel really good. And I thought his video was very cool.
Yeah.
Very cool. Very cool.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it's almost
just real quick, as a...
You're behind again.
Good. So as someone as people who canvass, just let me know, how do you guys feel? Just when you go around and going into the primaries, how do you feel in terms of optimism?
Oh, dude,
it's a sense
I think nothing makes you more. I think that nothing makes you more optimistic than canvassing. It really boosts how good you feel.
Dude, I went through a whole fucking street. I went through a whole street of 8 houses, back to back to back, 8 times. All of them voted for Bernie. And they were like, did you go? And it was wild, too.
That's crazy.
What was wild was they were all sorts of different kinds of people. I literally talked, I talked to, an old, it's probably mid-60s, lesbian couple. I talked to a single dad. I talked to a dude who was clearly fucking getting high with his buddies on the couch. It was everybody. It was, going by canvassing, if I just went by, the houses that I've canvassed, I would say that Bernie will win Durham by, 90 points. Like that's like how easy it is. Yeah.
That's pretty dope.
Yeah.
I also think that it is. I have a terminal case of wonk brain, and I spend hours and hours looking at polls and talking with people on DMs about like, well, what if this happens, and I hope this happens, and like it does. I don't know what it satisfies deep down inside me to do that, but it also sort of drives you insane. And then when you go canvas, you're actually putting your time to use, and when you feel ownership in it, there's nothing quite like the optimism that you feel when you actually feel some sort of ownership in the campaign. Oh, I'm just not wonking right now. I'm actually doing. Like, it's leftist. I mean, it's electoralism, but it is essentially sort of like it is the direct action of electoralism, as close as you can get to direct action.
That's the thing.
To people.
That's the thing is that I've been like talking about with our friend Zolf specifically, but like kind of like also people I've been working with on the campaign is that like I'm not very concerned about getting Bernie elected. I'm just concerned about like showing people that like people are out here organizing and it's very easy to get plugged in and we have the infrastructure. And like, yeah, I think at the end of the day, like what will be great is if we can get Bernie elected because then we'll have somebody like running the police essentially that will stop people from arresting you from like doing those kinds of movements, like organizing people and like getting involved with like all these different kinds of people. You know what I mean? Like, because there's just laws that are set up to like to keep you from doing that, and like so that I think will be the biggest victory. Like Boots Riley was saying, I think in his thread was like he was mentioning that. So it is very inspiring, and it's very cool to see. Like, I mean, because it's like we're saying, it's all sorts of people. Like, there's a fucking NFL player like coming out and fucking like doing this and like clearly like feeling the same kind of excitement that like all of us are feeling about doing it, and the same kind of anxieties. And that's what's really neat, I think, about the whole thing. And like, it's been very cool about him to like open that up to people because he's become very popular because of it, obviously. Also, apparently he got blocked by Dr. Johnson, Dr. Jason Johnson. so yeah.
And almost no one ever canvasses once. Like, almost no one ever canvasses once. There's like 99.9% of people who have never canvassed because like it's a big ask to do and it's scary. And then there's 0.1% of people who have canvassed, and almost no one canvasses once. Once you start canvassing, you tend to canvass over and over because there is something about establishing human connection and getting over that fear of like, oh, you can just talk to a person to their face and you get positive responses. And there's something about that's unlike any other. It's definitely unlike making phone calls. I understand that for a lot of people, making phone calls feels safer because they don't have to talk. But honestly, like I've got better reactions knocking on people's doors, and it makes me feel 100 times better. That's just me.
Yeah, I hate the phone calls.
So just as do you, in terms of like the organizing and being out in the streets and protesting, you guys and like having a president who is actively against using police force to stifle that sort of movement, you think that Bernie would be against that sort of thing?
Yeah, I mean, I think so. I think he would. I mean, I think honestly at this point, my fear about Bernie in terms of things like that is they're just gonna fucking JFK his ass.
Please explain what you mean by that.
Well, I mean, I think like that's my last fear is like, I mean, is like generally what is the saying, like the tallest flower gets cut or whatever. Like, I mean, I think that's at this point.
They did already use the gun, the heart attack gun on him.
It's true, the Danny Farquhar gun.
Farquhar. Yeah. He's gonna get Farquhar, not JFK. Farquhar, I think is the term.
Yeah.
I don't know. I know that I'm gonna get dragged. The DMs for this on the show. I'm gonna get dragged on Wednesday for saying this. everything Bernie has shown me doesn't really say that he'll be against stifling those sort of movements. Like, let me just present you a situation and tell me if I'm being far-fetched. Just in terms of Bernie, you think that it's far-fetched to say that in the case of the Ferguson protests, that he would be in support of deploying National Guard or police forces to stifle the thugs who are looting and rioting and causing fires across the city?
I mean, yeah, I do agree. I don't know for sure. I mean, I think that's valid criticism, and like I said, I mean, I'm really just excited more I am more excited just for just the demonstration of unity. Like, it's just a very easy thing to like get people like I know too, kind of like, I think you're also, I know that you have definitely seen Blake's posts about Bernie where he's being very he's acting like you're extremely foolish, which I think is kind of like I think he's being a little bit myopic, honestly.
Yeah, I think it's fair. I think it's a very
I think he's I mean, because I mean, and you know, I think everybody knows my feelings that like I'm definitely in the camp of like someone like, you know, Tom and Terrence on Trillbillies when they say things like, you know, I mean, like Bernie will send a drone strike. Like, don't think that he won't. And I mean, like he will definitely continue some things, but I think it's like a necessary kind of like demonstration for like to wake people up. It's just like Occupy. Yes. Like Occupy didn't fucking do anything. Like it wasn't. It didn't have any sort of real like direction or action. Like it was just really about like kind of showing people that like, well, you could do something with a bunch of people that aren't like you, like you know, and like get people to notice it, or like, you know, make a statement, or like or build something. Right. So that's kind of what I think it's about, like, you know.
And there's no in my mind, in my opinion, there's no conceivable reality where any person could be elected in 2020 and drone strikes go from the point they are right now to zero overnight. There is no possible reality where that can occur.
But that seems
the military complex is so built up. But to reduce to start dismantling the whole system that has led to the worldwide drone strike program. I mean, what's a scenario where they wouldn't just, again, JFK you kill you like literally your first day if you're like, we're abolishing drone strikes 100%.
Yo, listen. I don't think it's I think we got to stick with the Farquhar. It's Farquhar. All right, dude, that's the one.
Yeah, we need to really push that. I've seen people saying it. I've seen people saying it online now. Exactly. I think Slater stole it from us the other day. So we're getting this
more and more.
We should copyright that shit before he does.
More and more every day are saying it. They're all saying it, folks. More and more.
Yeah, I mean, I don't want to get too into. I don't want to get too into Bernie, but yeah.
I know it's. I mean, I know we don't want to go down the rabbit hole, but at the end of the day, I mean, we are a leftist sports podcast.
No. I think this is a very good conversation.
And I do. I guess because I know that I've probably come off a certain way about Bernie. I probably come off the way Blake from Hella Black, the way Hella Black comes off in general about Bernie. Even though I don't disagree with their politics at all, actually, in terms of Bernie and presidents. I very much
I totally agree. Yeah.
Of course. I also feel like I'm also for strategic voting, in terms of like voting in primaries, voting in swing states, and in terms of like harm reduction. I very much believe in that. I really just want, because I feel like I keep having flashbacks to Obama and
I mean 100%.
Yeah, and it's scary because I definitely feel like people are definitely, I feel like, rallying around Bernie much more so around his politics, around his policy than they did Obama's policy.
I don't know.
So
I mean, Obama did. I mean, he like people forget now at this point, but Obama did campaign on a lot of this stuff.
That might be true.
Yeah.
You know what? I'll be honest. I was like 11 years old when he was running.
Yeah.
So maybe a lot of it actually is me like reading stuff that was from back then. I could be wrong on that. So, but the point is though, I'm very fearful that people will fall in love with Bernie, and then he gets elected, and then the same thing happened with Obama, where it just ends. And I think that part of my criticism that I really want to stay alive and to be recognized is the fact that we can acknowledge that Bernie is not just the best of the worst evils, but he is by far and away best case scenario for the abolition eventually of all the things that we hate in this world. But I just want to keep that fire alive, and I really feel like
definitely
the sort of love and the sort of affinity that some people have for Bernie, it just scares me. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I totally agree. I think that, I always say, the only way you could hit Bernie is from the left. That's the only way you can make a legitimate criticism of him. Like, that's why it's so funny to watch people try to come from the right, because it's like that's not where the criticism is. Like, you're not going to get them from there.
Yeah.
I think two things. I think one, that the only one big tangible difference I did see between Bernie and Obama, which is that once Obama started winning, the establishment, the elected officials, the people that hold the power in the party, they switched over. They said, okay, he's the winning guy. We bet wrong, but he's the winner. We'll switch over.
Well, people are doing that. No, they are. They are, dude. The fucking Pod Save America guys are doing it.
Well, let me finish. That's media people. That's not like the super delegate elected officials. They're not switching.
Yeah.
They
you're once again forgetting. You're forgetting. Obama almost went to a contested convention.
He did. But I'm saying the number. If you look back, the number of super delegates switched over to him after Super Tuesday pretty quickly. And so they knew who he was. I mean, the people that were the elected officials, they knew who Obama was, and they know who Bernie is, and they're not switching to Bernie in the same way at all. The second thing I wanted to say is I do agree with you. I just want to agree with you in that we do need both types of people. Like this movement does need people to say, no matter if Bernie gets in and your best case scenario, it won't be good enough. And then it also needs people to say, wake up, this is your best opportunity in my or your lifetimes. And you need both of those tensions. Like, even though people get pissed at each other, both tensions are needed. It can't work with one or the other.
Well, I'd rather have the argument be like, is social democracy far enough, or do we, need what we obviously believe in the full fucking luxury space communism?
Right.
Like that.
I would say like that.
What were you saying?
Well, just the reason why I'm so apprehensive about this is honestly, a few months ago I was much more optimistic about Bernie, but seeing him on the debate stage and just seeing the way that he interacts with the other people running for president, whatever, it just invokes a lot of fear in me. Just joking around with these very clear white supremacists and I understand it may be an act, but joking around with them, making it clear, the last debate, I can't remember what specifically he said, but I was very clear, I'm not a communist, I'm not that. And it's just a lot of the things that I've seen over the last few months is just kind of frightening. in that way. And just and again, I just want to be honest about what a Bernie presidency will look like on the ground from people who are actually organizing.
Well, that's why you should go organize with these people and fucking make these concerns made, because I say this to people all the time. Like, because we have to practice our Bernie stories or whatever. And like when I tell my Bernie story to fucking people that were getting ready for the campaign or getting ready for the canvassing or whatever is way fucking different than the one that I tell people when I'm talking to them at their door. Like, and the one I'm telling them at the door, and what I'm telling them in the fucking organizing thing is that like, oh, like this is like the last chance to like kind of like do this in like what some people might call a civilized way. Like, so I don't want to get too bogged down. I think that was a good discussion, but yeah, we got a few other things. But yeah, but I am happy to see Justin getting active and in like a pretty positive way. Much more than like a vote or die T-shirt type way that I think like we've kind of normally seen from athletes or celebrities. So, very cool stuff. So I guess kind of in the same realm. I kind of want to. I gotta get Maurice's ideas on this. On this guy, shit, I lost it. Okay. So we had JD Burke. He's a writer for like NHL Prospects blog. I think he writes for The Athletic as well about the Canucks. So somebody took a picture of him, which they have since gone blocked because people were fucking roasting them. Because JD Burke sat for not the American anthem, the Canadian anthem. So once again, so this is a perfect storm. This is a perfect storm of Canadian white supremacy, which is just like such a funny, like pathetic thing to me, honestly, because it's like it contains all these insecurities about how they're not America. Yet all the disgusting boorish behavior of America. So it's like it's like the guy who took the picture, which if we go to his, so it's now his banner image on Twitter. So it's just very funny is that like this guy feels like because Americans are mad about the anthem, when people sit for the anthem, that they need to be mad too when people sit for the Canadian anthem, which slaps even less than the U.S. anthem. Just saying. But it was kind of cool because kind of like I put up his apology tweet, which was in my opinion obviously unnecessary. He kind of apologized. I think his bosses basically made him say like, hey, because people were like, oh, how could you sit for the anthem? He's like, I used my ass and like shit like that. Like he was like very blunt. And so like that's really what he was apologizing for. He's like he basically had to apologize for like not having like a civilized conversation about it. Which like as someone who also sits for the anthem and is white, like and like has to listen to like white people complain to me about it. Like it's like literally just like I'm not gonna talk to you about it because like you believe in fucking magic and like I'm not going to talk to you about fucking like how you believe in magic. Like I'm not going to meet you in that realm. And so
what
like that
percentage of the time when you sit do you get comments versus like angry silence?
I would say I probably get I've probably gotten about 10 times total, and I do go to a lot of games. I never got it once at Illinois when I was in the student section, which I really thought I would have. I've gotten it a few times at Canes games, which I was honestly expecting. And I've gotten it a couple times.
What did they say, even?
We had one guy.
What did they say to you?
My buddy. So the first Canes playoff game, Sarah couldn't go to, and I went with a friend of mine that I know from the soccer club. We went to the Tool show together. Great guy, and I told him, I go, hey man, the only stipulation on this ticket, because I just gave him the ticket, the only stipulation is you do not stand for the anthem. And he goes, all right, whatever, you know, and because he's a pretty open-minded guy. Like, he knows what's up. Like, I don't know if, like, on his own he would have decided to sit for the anthem, but he didn't. It wasn't a deal breaker for him or whatever. And so we're sitting there, and this fucking lady just lights him up, starts going like, you know, why won't you stand? Like, did you not respect these heroes and blah blah blah? And he's like, to be honest, like, this guy told me to sit, and I was like, yeah, kind of like having it at all is pretty fucking dumb. And like, so that's kind of like what JD has been saying is kind of like really his main protest is just how inappropriate it is to play the national anthem before like club hockey games. Is really what it is, which it is. Like, it makes absolutely no sense. It makes no sense other than as a display of like nationalistic fervor.
Literally, the only time when it even makes a glisten of sense or logic to play the national anthem before a sporting event is like you could, I guess, make an argument during the Olympics.
Right. Exactly.
It would make sense. But even then, but then that's like the only time. Like any other time, it's asinine. It's complete asinine.
I mean, it's so funny to watch. Like, I mean, like I say, like every time, like it's like, you know, I mean, the Canes have. There was one time I counted, like, out on the ice, there was literally 0 Americans on the ice. Yet they have to like sit there and like listen to like the fucking American national anthem played. Yeah. And like what's really funny is we talked about it, so this hasn't come out yet, but we were talking about it with Stefan Heck and what's his name, John something from Block Party. What's his name? John Cullen from Block Party. We were doing the Don Cherry episode for the street fight thing coming up, and they literally said when we were talking about, like, because we were talking about this like inferiority complex that like certain Canadians have about like how they need to be like as fucking racist as America, and they were talking about like, so like they were saying they went to a game because they both lived in LA and they decided to go to like a hockey game or something in LA, and like they literally thought it was like troop night. And it was just like a regular game. Like they were like asking, they were like, so this is like a special night or something? Like, no, this is just straight up regular stuff, man. Like, yeah. It's just, I mean, it's just so inappropriate. Like, it's just like, that's the thing to me, is it's like, just don't have it. Just don't do it. Like, then there's no reason to have to confront this idea. Like, when I just want to go to fucking like a sporting event. Like, I don't want to do fascism or like confront fascism when I'm just trying to like enjoy myself. Like,
isn't it? You say you want to keep politics out of sports? You're trying to tell me?
I mean, I would meet them in the middle there. I mean, yeah, if we want to maybe celebrate, if we want to have a celebration of the worker before the game, maybe like bring out a guy, maybe bring out a sanitation worker, bring out a mail carrier, something like that.
Zamboni guy. Bring out the Zamboni guy.
The Zamboni guy. Well, the Canes did do that. The Canes did. They brought out the Zamboni kind of like goalie for them.
Okay, but like in all honesty though, that makes much more sense. Like in baseball, like they brought out the grounds crew. These are the people who literally make the game happen.
Right.
Like bringing those guys out and to like a round of applause makes a whole lot more sense than bringing out some dude who like killed black and brown people thousands of miles overseas.
Well, usually not even. He just installed the Wi-Fi so the guys that did kill the brown and black people could jack off in a porta shitter.
Can I tell you a Vanderbilt story? I was at this Vanderbilt game, and I didn't know that this was the Vanderbilt symbol because it's VU. And they brought a troop out, tours of duty. They brought out a troop, and the troop was waving his hand like this. Oh, no. And everybody was up clapping. And then he like eventually did that, and I got so mad. I was like, "This guy fucking stealing like amputation valor? Was this guy trying to pretend like he didn't have two of his fingers?
Oh my god!
To get more laughter. I didn't know that this is the Vanderbilt thing.
Oh my god! Jesus Christ! I think you're going to hell for that one, actually.
I think he was trying to steal some valor.
I thought it was like a gun. I thought that he was like.
I thought it was like going to be some sort of white supremacist symbol or something. Until you pulled up the symbol, yeah.
Well, same thing.
Yeah. So yeah, I mean, it's just very funny though to see, because like, I felt like this story was kind of like very encompassing of like what is really funny about like, especially like online hockey fans, is just this like, it is this like insecurity about how they're like not racist enough. Is like really what it boils down to. It's like it just like online hockey fans are just this perfect encapsulation for like every liberal that like thinks like, oh, like we don't have a mildly woke president. I'm going to Canada, and it's like, well, it's like 10 million of these fucking people. So like, but yeah, so
yes.
So shout out JP something. I can't remember his name. I'm gonna try and get him on the show though. I'll know his name by then. So hopefully we get him on. I would love to talk some we could just do a whole fucking episode of anthem protesting, because we live for that shit. It's the Southpaws brand is coming up with just totally offensive, in quotes, not offensive to only people who take that shit seriously, things to do. Like eating big sloppy Italian beefs, taking selfie, taking Snapchats, Tindering.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I was so glad that we got to that Vanderbilt game late though, because I was not looking forward to sitting for the national anthem in the fucking South. I was not prepared to do that.
I do that. I do that like 30 times a year, so I'm braver than the troops. Braver than troops. Not as brave as black. Not as brave as black women, though. Not as brave. I want to say black women, the bravest.
I'm confused at the point of saying that.
I was kind of making a joke about like white liberals who kind of like who like always say like, listen to black women, and then like it's like they say like, oh, well, I'm voting for Bernie. Don't listen to that one.
No. I really think that we should make it a thing where we record anytime we go to a game and we do just something outlandish during the national anthem, and we can play it on the podcast. The eating the beefs was pretty cool. Tindering, Snapchat. I would love to bring like a little portable speaker to a game and just start blasting some rap music.
Now that will
the national anthem.
That's gonna get reactions.
Which one?
The bringing like a small portable speaker and blasting rap music during the national anthem.
That would be insane. That would legitimately be insane.
Dude, I just think that we should. I just would like to do just small, just things that just over the course of time, just adding them up. But I just think that would be a good thing. I think we should at least think about it.
What would be the song you would play?
I don't know. I've been thinking about it. I don't know. I was thinking my president is black, because I feel like it would piss people off. But I also don't agree with the song, in terms of like what it's like promoting. So I don't know.
You can always play.
We can put it to a poll. We can put it to a poll on Twitter.
Yeah, we'll go play whatever you want. Whatever you desire, we will play it. I don't know if I could play a song during the national anthem. We would get lynched, dude. We would 100% get lynched. We would get lynched. We would no, yes. I hate to break it to you, they have lynched white people.
You really think that? Come on, let's try it. Let's just try
it.
That might. I think that has a pretty high probability of somebody throwing a punch.
Okay,
I've had shit thrown at me. I have had shit thrown at me. So I have had.
Move on.
Yeah, what were you saying?
Before we move on, let's just say this. How about this? Okay. At one point, we can lead up to things just doing more and more aggressive things. It will culminate with us at a big group. Okay, it'll be a big group of us. All right, big group of big, strong, burly men, and
big guy.
That's when we bring the speaker and we play the song. Okay, I'm talking 10 of us. All right, will that make you guys feel a little bit better?
Yeah, I mean, if you're big, you're strong, you want to fight, you come with us and we're gonna fucking blast some fucking Jeezy during the anthem.
I'll bring this guy and read it, national anthem.
Just reading it,
that around.
just like like in the way that you bring it out when you read books like that on the bus to pick up women,
Listen, I think it'd be a good thing. You guys don't, obviously. I will spend the next few months trying to convince you. So.
Okay. All right. Well, we have one last story that I want to cover. It is a tweet from Open Your Purse. It is the white men lately. I don't know, girl. I feel like I don't know. I can't explain it.
No. We specifically agreed we're not going to do this.
I never agreed to this.
No.
We hear that there's seasoning and they want to taste.
They're not. Nope. Can't do it. That's it, folks. Thank you for watching. Please subscribe. Southpaws _ on Twitter. I am the Good Doctor 14. Crappy Oats. Thank you guys. Gotta get out.
No.
The jury, please disregard everything that they have heard over the past 65 seconds, please. It's unacceptable.
I didn't like it because there's a subtext to the tweet that all white men look the same. That's kind of funny to me. Because who is it, Nathan? It's Travis Kelce, and who's the basketball player?
It's Travis Kelce and Jonas Valanciunas of the Grizzlies.
Yeah.
And we will be retweeting this tweet from the Southpaws Twitter account. Feel free to like it.
Wait. There's a response. There's a response. Wait, I gotta read the response. So she this is her underneath. This is her this is my SoundCloud tweet. I'm getting a lot of quote tweets expressing anger and disappointment over this tweet, and it's directed towards black women, and I don't like it. First of all, you quote tweet it because you don't want people in the replies to come for you. Cowards. Second, the joke is on you because I'm not black, I'm from Honduras. We also season our food. And the tweet was meant to be a joke for people to laugh at, not for you to get sensitive about. And needless to say, black women can be attracted to whoever they want.
They absolutely can. Yeah, so I think
Maurice cut himself off because he's about to.
I already did the sign off.
I
think we have to go. Actually, we actually have to go. It's 9:30. 10:30 Eastern time. I'm sorry, we actually have to go.
I just want everyone to know. I want everyone to know that pause was Maurice saying they absolutely can ... for now. And that's absolutely not.
I think Maurice is saying don't listen to black women. That's what it sounded like to me.
Yeah, some people in general just should not be heard or listened to at all. Absolutely agree with that. Listen, I mean, if you want to open up that can of worms, which you don't, I'll go on a 30-minute rant about why this tweet is objectively bad and white supremacist and anti-black. And you know what? My therapist would agree. That's all I got to say. I have to say. My therapist.
Everybody.
Wait, we still got 2 minutes. We did want to mention. I think we came right into. I think the amount of time that Maurice also wanted to spend on the miracle, the 40-year anniversary of the miracle. Apparently they're really into Trump, and that nobody gives a shit about that fucking hockey game. Didn't mean shit. The U.S. will fucking fall 40 years after the USSR, so eat a dick.
And that's all, folks.
Yeah. Yeah, anyways, like we said, in terms of business cleanup, last week before Means, you will have to become a Means subscriber to watch us, I believe, in the future. I don't know if they're going to keep doing the YouTube station. We will probably continue releasing the podcast, but as you've noticed, I get really far behind on releasing it because it's far less important in terms of like the effort that we put into the show. You really should be watching the show live at this point because it is, or at least watching it in the video form, because we are like putting a lot of effort into like doing cool things with tweets and and video. It's a lot of fun. We have the chat. It's just it's really opened up. I think you guys would agree. It's opened up like a lot of new kind of like possibilities for like what we can do with the show, and we'd really like it if people engaged with the video, because we could do even more fun things in terms of like trying to get interviews in different locations and get people getting it looking more like what you think of when you think of like a weekly sports show on ESPN. Like that is the ultimate goal. Means is like really trying to get us to do that. And I really want to do that. I know you guys want to do that. We have like a lot of really fun ideas. I was just very created last night, and like I was just like kind of thinking about like all the just kind of new cool things we've started doing since we went to video. And I would, I just really want you guys to be a part of that. It seems like you guys really like the streaming events because, like, those do, like, we get so many views on those. They've been a lot of fun. Like, if you, if you can get active, interacting with us. Like, we did that the All-Star game thing with Tony from Minion Death Cult, where we just handed out the fucking the video chat invite and everybody could come on. Everyone came on and hung out, and it was a great time, and we just recorded it, and it was a shitload of fun. I mean, shout out to Tony for just rolling with that, because like I said last night on Twitter, you're not going to see fucking John Favreau fucking do shit like that, and that's what Means is about. Means is about fucking like everybody being a part. Like the listeners, the supporters are just as important, and we've always been about that. Since the beginning, and if we get a little bit bigger, because I don't have any grand designs that we're going to become the next ESPN, but maybe Bernie will all of a sudden. He's just been laying low, and he's actually going to abolish every institution of white supremacy and capitalism in this country the second he enters office, and we will become the next ESPN. But it's always been about just meeting people who like sports, but like also understand that they're problematic, in figuring out like how do we consolidate all that, And we want you
get in at the ground floor. This is the ground floor right now. You have a chance. You have a chance to get in right now. Take the rocket ship all the way to the top. I want you to look around. Are you willing to fight for a reply guy just as hard as you are willing to fight for a content creator? This is the rally. We are all reply guys. We are all content creators. Together, we will create the content.
Exactly. Like that's what it's about. We want you guys to be a part of it, and if you're a part of Means, like it will be like that. Like that is the goal. Is that like it is about like sharing the means of fucking entertainment. Like that's what it's about. Is that we should all be sharing our stories. We should all be fucking working together to like have something better than like just the bullshit that we're fed every day. So that's my spiel for means. I'm just super hyped. We just got a fucking email about the party, so like, you know, I mean, this shit's fucking happening. We're literally doing like the tech rehearsal tomorrow night for means, and you know, we're gonna be on. I've seen pictures of the app. It's like fucking Netflix. It's like fucking Street Fight, Southpaws, fucking District Sentinel Radio. That's all in a row, like on Netflix. Just fucking pulled up on your fucking TV, just watching us come into your, you know, come on your TV, you know, hang out, and you know that not, you know, we're not like fucking Chuck Todd. We're not like fucking, you know, Rush Limbaugh on Monday Night Football. Like, we fucking care about you. We want to know what you want to do. Like, we want to have it's about a conversation. It's about sharing this. So, I'm just fucking stoked. I'm like so stoked about means. It's like so fucking close, and it's such an incredible project. And like, I can't believe that like Nick has pulled off like Nick and Naomi, like what they have pulled off like in this year has been incredible. And I like just like really ask you to give them a chance. And you know, exactly. Like, and just believe, like, I know it's fucking rinky dink right now. It is. Like, I'm not gonna lie to you, but they got literally fucking like only $250,000, like, which is like not even a salary of an actor, like on a network TV show. And like they have built like an actual platform for like leftist media. So, you know, like, that's pretty fucking cool to me. Like, you know,
what are you doing? Subscribing to Chapo? I mean, come on. I mean, they don't need it. I steal it now. So just keep listening to Chapo, but just steal Chapo. Steal Chapo.
Chapo will be on means. There's Chapo shit on means. So, like, you know, like, there's fucking Street Fight stuff. There's Trillbillies. There's fucking everybody you like. District Sentinel. There's Beep Beep Lettuce. There's gaming stuff. There's everything. There's animation. There's stuff for your kids. That's been the biggest thing to me. Is like telling people like there's kid stuff, because like so many people I talk to they're like, oh, like, you know, I try to keep the tablet away from my kids. I try to like keep them from watching this and that. Like, just get fucking means. Indoctrinate them. Make them communists. That's all. They're very impressionable. Children are very impressionable. Like, we are providing you that material. So, yeah. So no, like, I'm very much looking forward to it. I hope, I hope you guys follow us there. I mean, I'm not going to cut you off, because I never would cut off the, you know, the 100 or so hardcore fans that we have that have followed us for 2.5 years now. And we'd never just cut you off, but we hope that you guys follow us to the next destination, because it's bigger than us. And I think, you know, it means a lot, like, into this greater project. And if you're obviously a listener of the show, I think you believe in that project. And so, like, I hope that you give, like, this attempt at something that I don't think, at least in my lifetime, has ever been attempted. So, you know, I hope you give that a chance. So, yeah, until next time. We'll see y'all later. Bye-bye.
Love you all. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Now this is what they've been waiting for. Yeah. Yes, sir. You dig? Santana. We see F. Hey, Wayne. What up, man? What you been working on, nigga? You know, I got Currency album, and I'm quietly working on my album. I'm ready to brush my shoulders off and drop my next album too, nigga. That's what it is. But dig this, they want to know what we've been working on together. Yeah, that's that can't feel my face shit. They know, So if they ever thought the South and the North was gonna collide, guess what? We already did. I'm feeling like a black Republican. Nah, I can't call it. More like a black Democrat running them out of office. Young Barack Obama, I'm all for it. The Rock of Gibraltar is now falling on ya. I protect my land like a farmer. Pockets stay chubby like Takara. Or should I say fat like the Parkers? Took big guns like I'm still playing Contra. Y'all washed up like money that's laundered. Yeah, y'all funny, I'm bonkers. Honest, girl strapped to my dick like a harness. Rockstar, I'm flying in an ostrich. And I cover east, west, north, south like a compass. I shall shine forever, never tarnish. Money buried behind my house like a garden. All green, my bank account's like a forest. I can't feel my face, it's getting started. Yeah, and Weezy is my accomplice. You dig? A black activist like Sonny Carson. Stripes of a sergeant, salute me. And chicks, I get them high. Higher than turbulences. White Phantom, looking so fergalicious. I'm from the city of big drugs and murder victims. It's get rich, go to jail or be a murder victim. Now all y'all listen, if you can't take the heat, get out the kitchen.
I feel like a black Republican told a Mac and a publican act so southern, die for my brother and money. Money, money like Money Mac and publishing. One life to live, never ask for a mulligan. Streets cold, but the heat make me feel covenant. Been had cake day late like Ed Sullivan. Fly like an eagle, but no, I'm not Donovan. Boy, you better go eat some soup with your mom and them. And my mind is on another continent. I am real cash money, no counterfeits. I don't parking lot pimp, I just politic. Bet I get all in the mouth like Paladins. New Orleans representative to the inner. Come from the city where the glitter don't glimmer, the sun don't shine and the guns don't sleep. Wake a nigga ass up like he got somewhere to be.
I feel like a black Republican. Drug money coming in. I'm a volcano filled with lava about to erupt again. I stay with the iron, don't make me plug it in. Stay out of rich kids' business, don't be butting in. I stay with a chick that's ready to unbutton it. Forget her tongue, she put a lung on it. My Listerine comes out, she start guzzling. I'm above you dudes, I'm hovering. Jewels, why you ducking them? Ducking who? I'm in the hood like what it do, comfortable. And believe me, it's nothing to send my London boys to English muffin you. You poodles barking too much, they bringing muzzles through. You ain't gully, you gullible. Man, they need love, they need hugs, they need church. Jesus, could it be cuz they them losers and we us winners and we are this is just a sample, yeah, free drug. The shipment is in, we done read up, but I don't trust dudes like a prenup. They cockroaches, they gotta be bugged. I'm ballin' for real, you gotta D-up. Come on, I don't hear you boys, speak up. What are you guys saying? I have the chauffeur hold an umbrella over my head when it's not raining. You dig? And by the way, this is not a diss song either, people. We don't diss them, we dismiss them. You did. Recognize or step aside. Yeah. You did. We let the music talk. And by the way, what? It's Santana. It's me back. Yeah. You dudes gotta stand in the mirror backwards cause you can't face yourself. Asshole, Dipset for life. Cash Money. What up? Young Money Skull Gang.